Where were you living at the time?
I was living on Watt Avenue.
What, an apartment?
In an apartment.
Okay. What happened to that apartment?
I was in the process of...
Okay, so you needed this place, because I'm not understanding if you're doing this in a representative capacity. I'm thinking to myself, why would she sign or have two places to live? But you needed a place to live.
I was in the process of moving, yes.
Now, this letter from the organization was addressed to the defendant, explaining sort of the circumstances around this whole thing. It's the last page in the defendant's packet of evidence. Says, please be advised that Cheri Thomas is no longer associated with this organization effective October 4th. Any agreements or leases made on behalf of this organization by Cheri Thomas are considered invalid unless executed or co-signed by the executive director. Additionally, Cheri Thomas was not authorized to reside in any unit she was exploring on behalf of this organization. Mm-hmm. Why were you residing in a unit you were seeking for someone else in the organization?
That person was not able to live there. I explained that to him. He said, you know...
I don't care about him.
I'm answering your question.
No, you're not. This organization says that you are not supposed to reside in any units you are looking or exploring on behalf of the organization. And that's what you were doing initially, correct?
Yes.
Sir?
Thank you. So when she was paying her rent, the story she was relaying to me was, the program's backed up, we're waiting for money, we're waiting for the grant. Don't contact anyone there. You don't need to contact anyone there. Just keep going through me. When the program director said she's under investigation, this property is not even on our radar. Shortly after that, the program gave me that letter saying that they terminated her.
Why did you stop working at the organization?
I had a heart attack.
When?
And I was no longer able to work.
When?
Not true.
Last week in September, I was hospitalized for 3 days, which is why I could not get to my medicine when he locked me out.
I'm going to open it up.
Did you have any communications in writing with him at all?
With him?
Text messages at all?
With him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any of those?
Not in this phone, in my work phone.
What? Do you have your work phone?
No.
Why not?
Thought you weren't working.
Because I was, this to me was about this contract. It wasn't about...
Then why were the communications on your work phone? If this had nothing to do with work, why were you having the communications on your work phone?
I had communications with him on both phones.
Okay, so where are the communications on this phone?
About moving in?
Yes.
I had already moved in when I got this phone.
So you have a new phone?
We had phone communications.
So so nothing in writing?
No text messages about moving in.
Mr. Chavis, how much would the plaintiff have owed you in rent now?
$4,000.
And you're not countersuing her.
I'm not counting. I just want possession.
You just want possession of
All
the
I want is
property.
possession. I'm used to dealing with people in organizations like that. There's several different organizations, like Section or other organizations. People with integrity in class, and now there are people who are scantless and play fraudulent games like this.
I have nothing further.
There's just a bunch of coincidences that you're telling us to believe, essentially.
Yeah, he's very good at what he does.
Which is what?
I'd rather not say. I've done some research on him, too. This is not the first time he's been to court for fraud. He illegally locked me out.
That's the fraud?
That, to me, it's illegal.
Okay,
And
but it's not fraudulent.
To the court, it's illegal.
But it's not fraudulent.
Okay.
Anything further, or we're going to excuse the parties? Thank you very much.
This courtroom is now in recess, so we'll have you wait outside the courtroom doors.
Well, this is the first litigant we've seen who has two phones that no longer exist with the text messages that would have proved her case. Look, I absolutely believe the defendant. I think there might be a little bit of an interesting issue if the plaintiff was in the property, fully paying rent, fully complying with the lease, and he wanted her out because she had misrepresented something to him. She might have an argument like, look, I signed this lease on my own behalf. I'm complying with it. You don't get to just lock me out. But she's not entitled to a dime, as far as I'm concerned. Right. And she's lived there rent-free to the tune of $4,000 for 2 months. I think her conduct is outrageous. I would give her nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that letter did it for me.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that this organization came out and explained to him that she has no affiliation with the organization, and that's because he inquired. I believe he really believed that she was signing this lease in a representative capacity, so...
Yeah, that may have been a mistake on his part.
For sure.
But that's not relevant to any of the issues we're here to decide, because she's asking us to give her $12,000 for nothing. Right. So we are going to dismiss the plaintiff's claim and send them on their way to unlawful detainer court.
We have a verdict.